Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into the cold air intake, I wanted to dive into a little bit of additional mods that I did before the cold air intake that I think you should think about before doing the cold air intake as well. First things first is going to be the ported throttle body. Now I got this from Modern Performance. The throttle body is obviously going to be between the intake tube and the intake plenum. Right here you see the throttle body. It's going to be right under this intake. Now above it, right, what you see right there is the intake temperature sensor. Let's go ahead and move on. Pushing down the intake tube, you see this adapter right here that the map sensor is plugged into. Map sensor, not 100% sure what it is. Regardless, it just checks for the airflow, and that's all it does. We went ahead and relocated that in between the cone filter and the tube. Now I went ahead and plugged this right here. This is PCV. I think that's what that is. I think it's the PCV. Anyway, so the map sensor right here you just saw me grab, that adapter is not going to come with this. So I had to get this little rubber step down thing and the adapter, and then I put the cone on the adapter. I'll go ahead and put that into the description. Now this plate, you can see how it's mounted. Now your OEM factory airbox is going to be mounted to these holes right here that I'm pointing to. The plate, the heat shield plating, is going to have little nipples that basically right down into it. Yeah, I did the little sound, but long story short, it's gonna just plop right down into it. You see these bolts, they basically bolt the nipples to the plate so that it can pop right down into it. Excuse me. Now, as you can see, I do have a sock on my filter. That is because I'm gonna be doing the hood, the mirror hood, which obviously will let in a little bit of water and whatnot from the rain. So that is a hydrophobic sock. Still lets the air in, does not let the water in. Running back over to this throttle body real quickly, I wanna show you something. This right here, that's the connector. So it's an electronic throttle body. You know, there's no plate, there's no pulley, nothing like that. It's just a straight electronic throttle body. Now there are 3 bolts that plug this into the engine. The first bolt going to be back here. You can pretty much clearly see it, but let me go ahead and try and focus on it for you. Try and get a little zoomy zoom going. This bolty boy right there. There are 2 other bolts. One of them I'm not going to be able to show you, but there's this one right here, and if I'm not mistaken, these are T25 Torx bolts. There's another bolt behind here that has like a bracket mounting the throttle body to the engine itself. Gonna be honest with you guys, I did not do this one. I did not bolt that one in. I made a little what's it called, like a grommet. I made like a little gasket in between, yada yada yada. Just basically got the seal good. Now this is your intake side. You want to make sure everything is sealed off very good, because you don't want anything going into your engine. So don't play around with stuff like that. That hose you just see me pull off is just actually for my oil catch can. This hose right here. You can do an oil catch can. These engines do burn a lot of oil in general. A lot of engines in general burn a lot of oil depending on how you're driving it. If you're sitting at higher RPMs, obviously you can see how I got this set up. I like my higher RPMs. But long story short, I do recommend a oil catch can. And if you're gonna do this AEM intake, or if you're gonna do an intake in general, definitely do the ported throttle body.